Yo, so I was in a nasty car accident on March 19th of 2023, which is this year. I was going about 110 kilometers or 70 miles per hour, and I smashed into a sign. It was really bad. Although thankfully, there was no broken bones, and especially thankful that there was no neck injuries. I suffered some injuries, as I'll talk about later, but the injuries aren't nearly as bad as you would have thought they would have been, considering the magnitude of the damage that the car sustained. I know this is going to sound corny, but I genuinely do think that a large part of this, and the doctor even implied it also, a large part of the reason that I was able to survive this was because of my bodybuilding. My neck is around 1.5 inches larger than average, which probably played a role in my neck being sustained. I received no neck injuries whatsoever, not even a little bit. I think I lost a little bit of range of motion when I turned over to the left side of my neck or something like that. But other than that, there was no injuries in my neck. And I have very strong bones, and I have very robust muscles, and none of them got broken or anything like that, which is also, of course, a very big bonus. I guess my skin, like I was bleeding quite a bit. I was bleeding in my face, like on my cheek a little bit. I was bleeding in my mouth quite a bit for the first couple days, and my knees were bleeding a lot from like smashing into the front of my car. My knees were bleeding a lot. But yeah, aside from that, the actual long-term injuries that I sustained were an impinged left shoulder, a bruised left hip, and right ankle. And recently, they just confirmed that I have a bruised left chest minor, so the left side of my chest, the chest minor muscle. But yeah, again, it could have been, really should have been, significantly worse. I really should be dead right now, but through the grace of God and through my own muscle strength, I was able to make it out alive. According to the physical therapist that I've been talking to, it should take about 2 more months for me to get back into shape. So it's going to be about 3 months to recover fully. So in the meantime, I'm just going to document you guys on what exactly my day was like, when it happened, and in the preceding days after. So first of all, how did this happen, right? I was driving to pick up my dad from the airport, and then there was some runoff snow that was just on the road from the snow melting. And then there was water on the road, obviously, and I was on the highway, and then my tires are wet, and then immediately after, well, maybe not immediately, but very soon after, I need to slow down and make a turn, I believe, or I need to slow down for sure. And then my car just stopped working. It felt like I was playing some kind of Mario game. I actually couldn't believe that it was real. There was a lot of emotions that were going on in my head. I couldn't believe it. It was like I was driving on ice. It was like I had no control over the car anymore. It was very, very scary. I was able to think clearly enough and think quickly enough to at least think, I cannot hit anyone. I have to do everything I can to not hit anyone. And of course, there's cars on the other side of the road, so I had to swerve right. And thankfully, I was able to do that. But as I was swerving right, there was a massive, one of those direction signs that says, oh, this many kilometers to go here, or miles, I guess, if you're in America. And yeah, it was just a massive sign. I could not, drive over it or anything like that. So I smashed into it going at 110 kilometers an hour, and all the airbags went off. I was like, all right, I guess this is it. I'm probably going to die here. I mean, I'm going like 110 kilometers. It's probably not, my likelihood of survival isn't the highest. And yeah, I mean, I was slamming on the brakes and everything, and I was scared, but it was also kind of like, I guess this is it, Nothing I can really do about it now. I guess this is where my story ends. Yeah. A moment later, the audiobook I was listening to abruptly stopped, and I hear a bunch of glass and metal clanking, and then I open my eyes, I look around, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm still alive. Only now I'm in just unimaginable pain. The left side of my body was just completely immobilized. I look for my phone, and I really just cannot find it. This was 9 p.m., so it was pretty late in the day. Thankfully, not too long after this, my dad called me, and it vibrated my smartwatch. So I was able to lift my left arm up with all the strength I had. I accepted the call, and I just begged for him to call 911. As this was happening, though, thankfully someone noticed me on the side, and they swerved over to help me out as well. They called 911. They were on the phone with someone. I'm guessing it was 911, and that helped move things a bit quicker. Yeah, I'm assuming he was calling 911. Wish I got his number or his name. That's a champ. Thank God for him. After what felt like 3 hours long, they came in, but then they couldn't take me out of the car because of the way it was tilted. and then they just buzzsawed the left side door open, and then I just kind of rolled out. I went to the hospital and I got a bunch of checkups, and I was just there, talking to my dad because we were both in pure shock at what was happening. The entire time I was just lying down because I was unable, like literally unable to do anything besides move my right arm. There was even a moment where I needed to go pee, and I couldn't stand up, right? So they gave me some cardboard pocket thing. Thankfully I'm a guy so I could make it work, but it was still extremely uncomfortable. If you've ever tried to pee lying down, I'm not saying you should try, but if you ever have tried doing it, you realize it is extremely uncomfortable. Your bowel, or your I don't know, your place where you store pee, it's not supposed to come out like that. Your bladder, that's the word. Your bladder, then it goes through the urethra. It was not supposed to, it's not supposed to go out like that. Thankfully, I'm a guy, so I could at least kind of make it work, even though it's uncomfortable. I can't imagine what it would be like if you were a woman and you had to go through this, because you wouldn't be blessed, I guess, with male organs. Anyways, when they kicked me out of the hospital, I had to use every ounce, and I mean every ounce of energy I had to somewhat stand up and walk up the stairs and lie down on my bed. Of course, with the help of my dad, who was basically carrying me up there. But yeah, I kid you not, this was one of, if not the hardest couple of minutes I have ever been through, physically anyways. And I'm no stranger to physical pain, right? I broke my wrist at school. I went on a 3-day canoeing trip and I didn't have any food. So I was basically running on no food for like almost 36, 48 hours at some point, until someone else let me eat, or I guess ravage their food. I've had some appendix problems where I started pooping out and coughing out blood. And I've also suffered concussions. I can tell you right now, the immediate aftermath was much worse with this. I think it's because it was a full body shockwave. I mean, I could not rely on any part of my body to just walk on that because everything was hurting. My right ankle, my left ankle was hurting a bit, my mouth, my face, my shoulder, my hip. I mean, every part of my body, there was like some sort of pain. I couldn't just like lean on that one part to absorb all the impact. No, I had everything was just in pain, and I just had to rely on one thing that was in slightly less pain than the other. Anyway, so as the days went by, I was barely able to move, and I mean, even getting out of my bed was a struggle. I had to weirdly shimmy my way out of bed in order to go to my desk to eat food, and it still hurt doing this. It still hurt a lot to do this. It just hurt slightly less. The only thing I could really do was watch videos on my computer and read books. And because I just can't do nothing all day, I ended up just reading a lot of books. And this really helped time go by. Around day 3, I was able to sit on my desk with relatively, if not absolutely, no pain, so I could get some video editing done as well. So that was a really good milestone. But yeah, things were progressing quite a bit slower than I thought they would, because when I was there and I got tests from the doctor, they gave me a bunch of x-rays, and they found that nothing was broken, no bones were broken. There was like a very small crack in my clavicle, but that was it. It said it would heal after like 2 or 3 days. I didn't feel it really when it happened anyways, so it was just kind of very, very minor. So they said that I should be back to full health in like a week. But, after 2 days, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be back to full health in a week. So about a week after the accident, I drove to the physical therapist that was by my house. We ran a bunch of tests, and they told me that I likely had a fractured shoulder. And of course, the bruised hip and ankle were still there. And I also realized at this point that my wrist also hurt, my left wrist also hurt. Once the pain of my body overall started to go down, I noticed other parts of my body randomly getting injured, so my wrist was one of them. Anyways, at this point, they told me that due to the severity of the injury, it would take about 3 months to heal. Although they seemed very confident that I'd be able to heal fully anyways. It would take a year to recover, and I wouldn't really care as long as I could recover fully. And that looks like they were pretty confident that I could recover fully since I was young, I was strong, I was healthy beforehand, and all that good stuff. So I'm very thankful that I'm able to make it back and make a full recovery, because after it happened, I was like, okay, I guess I'm alive, but there's no way I'm going to come out of this without some permanent injuries. And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It's looking like I'm going to be able to recover from all of them. Thank God for that. I'm so thankful for that. Update, most of this video was recorded a while ago. This is like 2 months after I'm recording that video. I'm just updating now. My shoulder still isn't healed. My body still isn't healed generally. My ankle's gone a lot better. But yeah, it's been 6 months. I'm still not fully healed. I don't know when it's going to happen, but they are still pretty confident that I should be able to fully heal. They just keep noticing more problems with myself as they heal the more surface level problems. So, yeah. I kid you not, this channel would probably be dead. Like, it would probably not be able to, at least my ability to make videos would be significantly mitigated if I wasn't able to recover from this. But it looks like I am going to be able to recover from it. Anyways, if you're curious, here are the exercises that they gave me to do to heal my shoulder. First, I do these wall crawls, 3 sets of 5 reps, both on the frontal and the lateral plane. And the lateral one hurts a lot, but I gotta get the job done. And then I use this pulley thing. I do 3 sets of 5 reps with holding my arm at the top there for 10 seconds. And then I use a broom to help guide my arm up. And when I don't actively use my shoulder and just use the other arm to guide it up, it can go quite a bit higher. So right now I'm able to actually go all the way up. But before there was a massive sticking point at the middle. And that's because I think the doctor told me that it was not doctor, the physical therapist told me it was like a supraspinatus injury. And that was the main muscle that had an issue, because when I go above like 90 degrees, it gets significantly easier. But from like that 45 to 90 degree area, it was very, very, very difficult for me to get past. Even now, when I can go all the way up, if I just push myself, the 45 to 90 degree area, or a little bit above 90 degrees, so like 45 to like 120 degree area, that place just hurts like crazy. But when I go like above like to 135, 140, 150, 180, it doesn't actually hurt that much. Although coming down still hurts like crazy. Anyways, in terms of my physique updates, I haven't gone to the gym at all, and I haven't really been cognizant of what I'm eating, and thus I've lost about 7 pounds. This is what I looked like a few weeks before the accident, and this is what I look like now. Both physiques are without a pump. Update number 2, this is me at 6 months. So now I've actually been cleared to work out for work out like 30% strength. So I've been doing that like 2 times a week. I've been working out. So I've been able to retain and regain some of the muscle back actually. But yeah, I've definitely lost a significant amount of muscle, as you can see. It looks like I've deflated like a balloon or something. Stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see how I'm going to recover from this. I'm definitely going to be documenting that. It'll be interesting to see how my muscle memory will work. Let me know how fast you think I'll be able to get my muscle back. Will it be 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month? Anyways, I guess the moral of the story is drive safe and work out, because you never know, it might actually literally save your life. And of course, thank God for the life you have to live, no matter how long it's going to be. I'm not just saying this existential stuff just to posture, just as an act of formality or anything like that. No, I'm genuinely serious. I don't think that you can fully appreciate how good your health is until you've been sick, but it still is good to appreciate the health that you do have, even if you cannot fully understand how great it actually is. But yeah, I think you actually need to go through and actually be sick or injured, physically injured or physically immune system sick. Yeah, I don't think you're able to fully appreciate that unless you've gone through it or you currently are going through it right now. But yeah, you never know what day is going to be your last, so make sure you always give thanks for that, because it can just be taken away from you like that. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.